$11 o'clock already, getting dangerously close to my quitting time for today. I established.
Hey guys, it's Ben.
Hey Ben, Brian.
Hey Brian. I think Zach Schneider's on the phone here, and I got your email with the pictures.
All right.
Did you try joining the meeting? You can't join?
Yeah, we have to do it over the phone.
Okay. All right. So oh, these are add-ins that you guys made, aren't they? I forgot.
Yeah, I was actually able to find when we first started this process an email where I sent these to you before too. But yeah, they're add-ins that we did.
Is there any way you can send us the add-ins? Can you zip them up and send them to us?
I could send you. I think 2 of them are still active. What happened was somehow one of the folder that contained these add-ins got deleted, and I tried to have some of the tech people restore them, but they could only restore a few. But I can send you what I've got.
Okay.
Let me double check right now to see which ones those are.
Are they basically just reports, Brian?
Yeah, pretty much. One of them, the Logomatic one, is it's basically an add-in to track approvals for work orders. So it's got some functionality to it more than just reporting.
Okay. Can you do me another favor?
Sure.
Can you actually run these reports and send us the report output?
Yeah.
I see, like on this one, I pulled up the first contingent material capture.
Yes.
And in it has run full report, run government report, and run shortfalls only report. So I'd like you to run all 3 of those, and because I imagine unless you only want 1 or 2 of those reports. And
so that add-in does get rarely used, but I'll run off those reports and I'll send an example off to you guys.
yeah, because okay. Zach, are you on? Oh, looks like
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here as well.
Oh, okay.
You got both Zachs.
So I double click.
Yeah, that contingent material one does look a little bit involved.
Start and end date. Category. Use. Yeah, I mean, seeing the actual report's going to help you a lot, I would think, right, Zach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, some of these we can kind of extrapolate what it's supposed to be. Like, show me the bill of material. That doesn't sound too complex. We just need to show all instances of a part.
Yeah, that one's pretty straightforward. From the screen capture, that's the report that it produces. You put the part number in the drop-down field, and everything in the field below is the report, basically.
Gotcha.
And then if you look at the screen capture too for the mandatory parts shortfall, you'll see a little print preview to the left. That's the kind of report it pulls.
So that would basically be, you know, so that would basically be how much you need to make to fulfill your open work orders.
Yeah, basically. So that list in the center box is everything that has been designated a kit within Inventory Pro on its item master tab. And then we, as you said, we put in the quantity that we want to make, and then the report produces any shortfalls we may have.
Okay, so you basically say what you want to manufacture, and then, you know, we're put together, and then it'll tell you, you know, any stock you need to get into the system to be able to do that.
Yeah, so it goes into the bill of materials for that kit and tells us what we're missing.
Okay. Put a note in here on that.
And so the two add-ins that I no longer have access to because we lost those files is the job material add-in. And that one is basically in the field. We would put in whatever our shipping order ID number would be, and that would take that and pull, it would just be a summary report of everything that went into that shipping order along with the cost.
Okay.
I can try and maybe find the result that if I have any old reports from that saved. But like I said, that file got deleted and we tried our best to get it restored and they just couldn't find it.
Understood. I don't think that one will be too much of a problem. We have a lot of reports in Inventory Pro that, you know, can show you, what was shipped against a shipping order.
Right.
So I think the best thing there would be to find something that's close, and then we can just tweak it a little bit to show any extra fields you might need or anything like that.
Okay. And so the second one that we lost access to was the Logomatic one. And so that one, we would obviously generate the work orders within Inventory Pro, and then this would take that, and we have a internal approval system, and this would tell us, who had which step and where it was at, and any additional notes that needed to be added in between the steps from the previous approver. So that one's a little involved too, and I wish I still had access to it to better explain it. But the best I've got is that screen capture from it.
Okay. We do have some processes now in Inventory Pro Online where we might be able to replicate this, kind of directly.
Okay.
We do allow you to assign work orders to different people, and we do allow for different work order notes to be stored right in the system.
Okay.
So it might be something we can just shoehorn into the existing screen there a bit. But we'll have to get you, looking around the system a bit there, see if that fits your needs or what might need to happen.
Yeah, because I mean, I've poked around in the trial versions, and it'll be easier to poke around once we have our data transferred in there as well. I'll be able to look at part numbers with more recognition and things of that nature. So yeah, those are the big add-ins, and really that contingent material one, to be honest with you, I could do without it. I think I was probably the only person who ever used it, and with its functionality being gone due to losing that file, I haven't really had a need for it.
Okay.
So
that one, can you describe the functionality of that, just in case I need, we do need to get that at any point? It sounds like it would just be like similar to the previous assembly, forecasting we looked at a minute ago, but
Yes.
possibly over a date range instead, or looking at like monthly demand or something.
Yeah, so you're right in regards to it functioning the same way as the last shortfall report. I never utilized the date range in there when I did that. These add-ins were created long before I got to this depot, so I never really understood the full functionality of it. But it did the same thing in regards to, so we have our mandatory and our contingent parts, and so it just did the same thing for the contingent parts. But in the meantime, I've come up with what I found to be a better way offline, outside of any kind of database to check on that stuff. I've got my own tracking spreadsheet for it.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so I'm not sure what other questions to ask because, as you said, you don't have access to a couple of these, so doesn't look like anything that'll be too crazy to put into the system. And we've actually had some other clients asking for some similar stuff lately, so I'm fairly up to date on the whole restocking thing and trying to estimate what usage is going to be moving forward. So
Okay.
and that shouldn't be too hard to get going.
Perfect. So
Brian, the system is up and running, right? I mean, there's no
yeah. So you guys provided the base version for the folks that are hosting it for us, and so that's all installed and working properly according to them. So really, I think the only thing keeping us from using it is, these add-ins are secondary. Not having these right away wouldn't stop us from using it. I think it's the data transfer, and then they're going to be big on making sure that it's CAC enabled.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to do that data transfer? Can they give us remote? Can they give us? It's going to be like next to impossible for us to like walk somebody through it.
Yeah, that was my concern too, because I know they're not going to go for remote access just because of the security restrictions that we have here.
Is there any way? Let's see. I guess one thing that we could do would be to back up the access database at like 4 o'clock someday, or at noon on some day. Email it to us. We'll create a new iPulse SQL backup out of it and email you that, and then they would restore it.
Okay.
That's more of a question to Zach and Zach, I guess.
How can with how these things go? Generally we have to do like a soft upgrade to start with, just to test and see if there's anything weird with the database that needs to be cleaned up. Recently I ran into a lot of trouble with another client on one of those. So sometimes it might take a week or two to actually get the database, upgraded properly, just because it's, 10, 15 years old or more sometimes.
Right.
So, that can take a little bit of time. So we like to do like a soft upgrade where we go through the database, find out any problems that we're going to have, anything that's not going to upgrade properly. And, we'll basically script out fixes for that. And then, once we've done that first pass, we can schedule like a weekend or something to do a changeover between the programs. Just to get started, we'll probably have to do like a test run. That way you can, get more comfortable in the system. And then, once you're happy with everything, we can do a kind of a final run and upgrade everything. So.
Okay.
As far as what Ben said, yeah, we generally just email it across. If we need to do a secure file transfer, there's a couple different programs out there we can use for that, a couple different services.
Right.
So we would just have to see what, we're allowed to work with and what we're not here, basically.
Okay. Yeah, we have a couple secure sites that we use for file transfer as well, because I know the database would not fit on an email in its current size. So So that's what you guys need from me right now, right? To go through one of those secure sites and send you basically a current snapshot of the database.
Yeah, and then we can load that onto a testing site for you to start looking at in the meantime.
Okay.
You know, and hopefully it's not too messy and we can get, you know, something staged. But yeah, I've seen some messy stuff, so I don't want to make any promises there.
Yeah, I imagine you're definitely going to find some stuff. Our version of Inventory Pro, I'm pretty sure, is from the 2001, I believe, is the earliest date we have in here.
Mm-hmm.
As far as our
well, the main
go.
problem we run into is the old system didn't do any like protections. So, you know, recently we had a client that just kept creating duplicate warehouses over and over again.
Oh,
so
man.
they had the exact same warehouse in the system, you know, like 10 times, and then we had to mush it all back together for them. So
wow.
it could be a little crazy there.
The other thing that I'm a little worried about, Brian, is the people that did the add-ins, did they create like new tables? I wonder.
It's just something we'll have to look at the backup to see, really, I guess.
Yeah, that I'm not too sure of. When I send the data to you guys, I'll send the files for the add-ins that I do have as well, so you guys can check those out and actually manipulate them and see how they're working.
Yeah. And the printouts of the reports are going to be real important. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Gus.
Mm-hmm.
You good, Brian?
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Yep, talk to you.
All right, talk to you guys
Have a good
soon.
one.
Yep, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.